Check 3, check 4. Here we go. Here we go.
Welcome back. We have another key race alert right now. Take a look at this. 37% of the vote is in.
Take off your Bluetooth, please. Yeah.
You are the first participant on the call. Please hold while we wait for the others to join.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, them roads are churches out there tonight. It took me a while to get here, but guess what? I am here. I am here. And I want you to know that you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. You know what time it is. We are now on Folktales for Grown Folks, and I'm running extremely late. And I want to make sure that I'm able to make sure I'm able to get stuff out to y'all as soon as possible. The whole cryptocurrency thing is blowing up on the internet. We got Alabama in a heated race right now, and basically the fate of the nation seems to be hanging in the balance of the decision that is going to be made by Alabama. Are you willing to accept the fact that someone that you may be electing is involved in pedophilia? You know what I'm saying? Mess with little kids. You know what I'm saying? 30-year-old man mess with 14-year-old girls possibly. You know what I'm saying? There's, and I know a lot of these are allegations and stuff like that, but the fact is that it came out. You know what I'm saying? And I know that politics is a dirty game. We all know politics is a dirty game, but it's a game that we as a people need to really start looking into. I have to ask a question. Where is the leadership in our community? You know what I'm saying? Where are the political battles in our community? Like for each one of these villages, tribes, communities that we have, who are we electing to represent the interest of the group? Or are you just walking into a fiefdom? Or are you walking into a kingdom? Or are you walking into a theocratic system where individuals can arbitrarily be declared the owner and the keeper of the truth? You know what I'm saying? And we really need to go on and start discussing these type of things, family. You know what I'm saying? We really need to start discussing these type of things. I am right now trying to see if my call-in lines will work. So anybody out there with a phone that could call in, shouts out to Brother Nehemiah, shouts out to Brother Anubis. Thank you for joining me. We are about to get into this folktale, man. But family, I seriously want us to really think about where we headed. This Kwanzaa is a pivotal. I think that's how you say it, pivotal. Kwanzaa, at least for me in my life. I'm approaching 50, and now I have to start looking at nation building in a totally different light, in a totally different way. And I have to be able to take it a little bit more serious. Am I building something that my children will be able to participate in? And will they be able to receive some inheritance from me from all the work that I'm putting in? You understand what I'm saying? No longer, at least my generation, I don't think, am I willing to, let me speak for me. I am not willing to accept the black power or black nationalists or the black or the black conscious retirement account that has been passed on to the previous generations. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? And I don't think anybody that is out here working and struggling for the people, for real, should ever have to worry about the hardships that come with trying to stand up for black folks. Oftentimes you could be called too black. Oftentimes you could be called too strong. And you got to water down who you are in order to really exist. But it's time for us to start stepping back from that and really start looking at what that means. What does it mean when somebody tell you that your perspective is too black when you black as me or black as you? You know what I'm saying? What does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? Are we allowing ourselves to be watered down so that we could fit into a fantasy that is not working for us any longer? It's not working for us any longer. You know what I'm saying? The American dream is no longer producing for us in the way that it possibly did, if it ever did. Right? I constantly remind y'all, and I constantly bring up the fact that I, at this point in my time, am making the amount of money that my grandfather was making in the prime of his life. He might have been making a little bit less. My grandfather was able to own a house. He was able to buy a new car every 2 or 3 years. He was able to make sure that his wife drove a car. When he wanted a van, he was able to buy the van. You know what I'm saying? When he wanted to go see his people in Florida, guess what? He was able to jump in that van and drive down there. Not worry, you know what I'm saying? Not really worry about anything. You know what I'm saying? He was able to take his family down there. Him and his brother. You know what I'm saying? When he didn't like the neighbors in the house next door, he tore down the house. And he bought the house, tore down the house, and built a garage and an extended parking lot on that property. You know what I'm saying? I'm making the same amount of money. I'm living in a small apartment. I'm driving an old car. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I really got the money lying somewhere to go do this. You know what I'm saying? So, is this American dream working for us? And what would happen if we actually started grouping up and started demanding from the federal government and these local governments what we are due? What would really happen? What's the worst that can happen to us? You know what I'm saying? By us unifying, let me tell you, by us unifying, you know what I'm saying? Nothing. And when I say unify, I'm not talking about all of us being alike, all of us dressed alike, all of us talking alike. I'm not talking about that type of unity. I don't want that type of unity. You know what I'm saying? Because brain cells got to be brain cells. Liver cells got to be liver cells. Heart cells got to be heart cells. Cells in the fingers got to be cells in the finger. You know what I'm saying? We start messing up when we got the cell from the finger trying to be a brain cell. You know what I'm saying? That we got a lot of that shit happening in our community right now. Shouts out to Brother Naichi. Thank you for joining us. We about to hit this folktale, family. So, I want to remind y'all, we are moving into the Kwanzaa season. Let me find my Kwanzaa paperwork. Get my filing system. Got to dig into my filing system. All right. We have this weekend, on December 16th, 2017, at the Main Library Auditorium, we have a HBCU program that will be jumping off. This is a pre-Kwanzaa celebration piece. Sister Emily Bailey is trying to make people aware of HBCUs, how, if we have young people old enough, how they can apply, why they should go to HBCUs. And it's going to be a good program. And, of course, me and my kids, we're going to be up in it, even though they're very young. I have a little story. I ran into a young lady, and she told me we had a high school fair today. That's why I'm running late at the school. And one of the young ladies was a very good student at our school. She ended up going to a different high school than she had told me she was going to go to. And she was there representing the high school to kind of help bring in some kids from Millennium, forming a relationship with Millennium. Well, anyway, she was sitting there, and I asked her, I said, yo, this is not the school you told me you was going to go to. She said, yeah, I know. I decided to go to another. I decided to go to this school. I said, why you change schools? She said, I changed schools because this school, well, first off, I looked at the history of the school, and it didn't stack up the way I thought. I said, oh, you looked at the history? She said, yeah. She said, yeah. So I'm like, wow, you did your research. I'm impressed, right? And she said, this school offered coding. Now, when she was at the school, she never mentioned she was interested in coding. I said, wow. Shouts out to Joe Barry. I was really impressed. But she said, this school has coding. I said, coding? I said, I didn't know you was interested in it. She said, I really didn't think about it until I realized that there's going to be 25,000 jobs available for coding just in Columbus within the next 5 years. And I will be graduating within the next 5 years. And if I have those skills, I am going to be able to make a living. I said, well, what program y'all working on now? She said, right now I'm learning Python. I said, I got Cleveland on Python right now. Cleveland, get over here. Let's talk. Let's get you ready for the school here, right? Family, we have to get involved in every aspect of nation building. Nation building is involved in education. Nation building, you can't build a nation if you're not educating those that come up behind you. You know what I'm saying? A nation building includes economics. You can't be talking about nation building if you ain't at least trying some enterprise or supporting some enterprises that come from your community. Nation building include politics, family. You can't do nothing without politics, family. All right? Let me say it again. You can't do nothing without politics, family. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Now, actually, you can't hold on to nothing you build without politics. See, and this is one of the pieces that we missing, right? We think that we can't hear you from your microphone. Click here to troubleshoot. All right, they can't hear me. I need to see what's going on here. All right, so I need to troubleshoot and see what's going on with my mic. Let me see if I can run my mic through. All right, I clicked, it ain't do nothing. All right, so they can't hear me through the microphone, so I have to come up with a new way to do the phone lines now. I'm kind of disappointed, but maybe if I plug into the mic through the Bluetooth. Let me try plugging into the mic through Bluetooth. I won't belabor. I was just talking with someone about building an operating system. Perhaps once Cleveland comes proficient, we might have something for him to do. Word. That's why, and see, that's building right there, right, family? It's like, yo, hey, we develop our own young people to start doing some of the stuff that we need done, right? We got to do that, right? That's nation building. Let me see. I don't need audio. Nope, I do need audio. Want to talk and listen? Use my computer. All right, boom, default, the mic, default. All right, communication, voice, meter, cable, output, video, virtual cable, microphone, smart. Let's see if that'll work. Play test sound, let's see. Microphone selection. Nothing. Man, family, I can hear you. You can hear me. I'm talking about I want people that call in to hear me. Speaker. No, I switched speaker. Wrong speaker. Speaker. I shouldn't have switched to. Hello, check 1 2, check 1 2. All right. Microphone. Communications default. Nope. Oh, it's changing both of them when I microphone. Let me go back to microphone. Microphone context check 1 2. Okay, cool. Microphone, they can hear me now. Now speaker. I need to go to cable input, VB audio virtual. No, I ain't got a virtual cable. Speakers. Check 1 2, check 1 2. All right, cool. So it's back up, family. I was thinking about I'm gonna try the Bluetooth tomorrow. Use these. I fucked up again, family. I messed up again.
You are the first participant on the call. So, please hold while we wait for the others to join.
All right, cool. Let me change the mic. I'm sorry. It messed up on me. So, all right, but it's cool. We're going to keep on going. If somebody call in, I'll try to fix it then. But now, so, what we going to do, because we grow and do this, family. We constantly growing and we constantly mastering. This is what I can offer to the nation. I'm able to do stuff like this. I'm able to experiment then with brothers like Anubis and Kwame and the other brothers and sisters that are around me. We're going to come up with better methods of doing things, right? So right now, what I'm integrating right now, I have my computer that I got for the call-ins, and I also can search stuff real quick on the computer, and I got it freed up because I'm not running everything through my computer. I have my my speaker going through a tablet, and I'm also streaming through my cell phone, right? So what I need to do is I'm working it. I'm trying to work it. I'm trying to get the mics and everything together and build. But all right, so let's go and do this. Let's do this. Okay, there we go right there. There we go right there. Boom, boom, boom. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. Default. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. It ain't doing it now. Communications. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Nope. Speaker audio. I'm messing up. I want cable output, microphone context. Check 1 2, check 1 2. There we go. Use this setting. Use this setting. Boom. All right, here we go. All right. So now, people calling in should be able to hear me. So we about to kick it. Let's get into these. We're not receiving any audio. Please check your network connection. All right, cool. So there will be no call-ins tonight, family. Let's just do this. Click. I'm in conference. All right. We will work on doing it. If I can figure out how to get the Bluetooth up while I'm sitting here with you, I will do that. And I know somebody out there could walk me through it, but we won't belabor the point. I know it's on here somewhere. I'll find it and I will get it up and running hopefully by Nia, so that we could do, not Nia, Ujima, so we could do our show. So here we go. Folktale for the day, the Quack Frog. I know some of y'all like Quack Frog. That sounds like a kid's story. Listen, family. Listen. I want us to come up out of this whole piece of what's a kid's story and what's not a kid's story, right? One of the things I need all of us to really start looking at is the fact that the way that we transmit cultures through the stories. All right? We transmit the culture through the stories. So a lot of these stories were not created for kids. They were created to teach. Go to settings. I'm in. Okay, yep. All right. I'm going to settings. All right. A lot of these stories were created first for adults, and then we turned around and started talking about doing it, using the stories for kids, for children. Now, as we came into this era, we will start going to college, devices, Bluetooth. All right, cool. I'm on it. I'm fixing it. All right, let's go to Bluetooth, other devices. I'm going to turn my Bluetooth on. Come on. Boom. We're going to add Bluetooth device. All right, so y'all ready? Connected. Let's try that. I think that'll work. It's on. So let's see. All right, boom. All right, cool. So every time something pop up, y'all gonna hear it. Let's go. My computer. Bow. We on, family.
You are the first participant on the call.
So anybody want to call in, you can hit me up at 614-556-4535. Let me go and I didn't even share that. Cool. All right, I want to pin that up. Boom. We're going to pin it up. So if you want to call in, by all means do. Now y'all can hear me. And hopefully now thank you, Mr. Joe Berry, for walking me through it. See, we do some incredible things when we work together, family. We do some incredible things when we work together, right? So now, here we go. The Quack Frog. A frog once upon a time came forth from his home in the marsh and proclaimed to all the beasts that he was a learned physician, skilled in the use of drugs and able to heal all disease. A fox asked him, right? How can you pretend to prescribe for others when you are unable to heal your own lame gait and wrinkled skin? Damn. All right? I'm going to read that again. Stereo auto service to Bluetooth device, Gye-Nyame family. All right, boom. A frog once upon a time came forth from his home in the marsh and proclaimed to all the beasts that he was a learned physician, skilled in the use of drugs and able to heal all disease. A fox asked him, how can you pretend to prescribe for others when you are unable to heal your own lame gait and wrinkled skin? Real quick, family. Real quick. We got a lot of quack frogs in our community, right? Got a lot of quack frogs in the world, right? We got all these people with all these remedies, right? They're not healing themselves. You know what I'm saying? Some of us is guilty of it. Like I'm sitting up here drinking on this ambrosia right now, right? I'm overweight. See the belly? You know what I'm saying? You know, and obviously ain't working for me, right? Got a lot of quack frogs around here. Got individuals that's declaring they are masters, not even realizing the importance of master. See, now, even before we even get to that, family, listen. We need to remember and always, always, always respect the concept of master. See, that whole idea has been soured to us because of what we've been through, who and what we had to call master at a certain time, right? And we have to understand, family, that mastery was something that we held in very high esteem in our culture. It was the masters that brought us from one level of civilization to another civilization, to another level of civilization. It was mastery that made it possible for us to move from just fishing near the coast to being able to do deep water fishing. It was mastery that allowed us to start sailing. Yeah, for those you don't know, black folks on the coast of Africa, we sailed around the world as well. You know what I'm saying? It was mastery that made it possible for us to start taking long journeys and to start opening up some of the trade routes. It was mastery, right? And it was mastery that made it possible for us to travel long distances and not get lost. It was mastery that taught us how to find and use salt. It was mastery that taught us how to preserve food. It was mastery. It was individuals taking the time to master things that made it possible for us to move. And now, in many cases, we got to start moving back towards mastery. I know it's kind of an uncomfortable thing when you have to look at somebody and call them a master, because in the society we have been taught that, you know, we all are supposed to be good at everything. As a man, I'm supposed to be good at everything, but we have to realize that you have certain people with certain skills, and those people are useful to the community, and they should be respected as such, because those skills bring something to the community that everybody needs, like the skill of healing, the skill of being able to set a bone, the skill to be able to go out and talk to the plants and get the herbal remedies that we need, the position of the physician, the position of the doctor, the position of the medical expert, the medical master, right? So nowadays we could read a couple of things on the internet, and which in some cases is good, especially for those that like to go in depth with stuff. But then we got some of those people who just take a little bit and they're able to shape, mold the words, spit the words out. They sound good, and they get people buying snake oil, right? You get people diagnosing people with problems, and they diagnose it wrong, or they give them the wrong herbal combination, or give them the wrong advice. You know what I'm saying? We're running into this. The quack frog, right? You know what I'm saying? We got unhealed healers running around in our community. The quack frog, you know what I'm saying? The quack frog, right? We got people who have not really went in depth into the history, and now they're history experts. We have individuals who have not really looked at strategies, and they're strategy professionals, strategy experts. We got, you know what I'm saying, wealth builders out here who are not really wealthy, right? See, because I'm gonna tell you this, as far as black folks, fam, you know what I'm saying, wealth is rare. You know what I'm saying? And then wealth is a community thing. This is why I always go back and always start talking about the community. I always bring up and start talking about the community. Why? Because a single family cannot maintain wealth unless you separate yourself from your community, or unless you are involved in a community that is wealthy. See, if the community is wealthy, the family can maintain its wealth. You need to understand that, because check this out. All of us, we all have people we love. One of the major issues with black folks is not that we don't save. We all try to save it, and every time, and I know I'm not the only one, every time you start making headway on savings, something hit. God damn it, it's like the world is just like boom. It hits you right when you saving. Right? Now, the issue is that because we don't have community wealth, you know what I'm saying, I can't call my partner and be like, yo, why don't you throw me out about 2 G's? You know what I'm saying? I'll get it back to you when I can, if I can. You know what I'm saying? Most of us can't pull out 2 G's and just give it to somebody. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's hard for us to start businesses in our community. This is why it's hard for us to really go on and support any, give candidates that we really want to be in positions of power any real support other than moral support. You know what I'm saying? This is why, most of us can only give good advice. We can't give, some good advice and a bonus. You know what I'm saying? Along with it. Right? Because we're living in a place where everything that I might be able to call wealth, I'm using to help others. I'm helping people around me. You know what I'm saying? One of the major reasons I do the work, and I told this story before, one of the major reasons I do the work that I do right now is because, right, I had a dream that somebody that I could have helped but didn't murdered my son. Now, this is long before Cleveland was born. This was even before Wisdom was born, right? And that sparked me and pushed me to start doing what I do. So sometimes when people like, Brother Hatim, you might be giving a little bit too much. You might be spending too much time. You know what I'm saying? Because that dream still echoes in me, right? You know what I'm saying? Because that dream still echo in me. Because the possibility is, because, you know what I'm saying? The possibility is still out there that shit can happen. I can refuse to get somebody help. And then they turn around and not even knowing it is my son, trying to do something third could actually do one of my loved ones some harm. So now rather than just 2 sons, I have dozens of young people that call me dad. Young sons that call me dad. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I went out there and did it. You know what I'm saying? I put the mastery and, I put the time in, goddammit. I got out there and did the work. You know what I'm saying? So trying not to be the quack frog, because even though a lot of people haven't heard this folktale, a lot of us have ran into this folktale in real life. Well, you know what I'm saying? You know a little bit of something. You know what I'm saying? You've been studying, and this individual is being lifted up as the professional, the expert, the master, and you walk in the room, and they're talking, and you're listening to them, and you ask them a question, and they they start stumbling and shit. Right? Many of us that's active in our communities, we run into these community experts. We run into these nation building experts. We run into these black conscious experts, right? That when you really get down to it, they're not. They're quack frogs. They're running around trying to heal others when they have not healed themselves. Right? It's a process. Right? Because what good would it be for you to be a master carpenter, but your house is falling apart? Would you give your business to somebody like that? You know what I'm saying? So this is why one of the major things that I'm constantly talking about is, family, we got to get together. We got to, you know what I'm saying? We got to move. We got to develop some politics within our own little community so that our kids understand how it works, so we get them mastering at it, so that they don't have to get out and be the quack frog. Be the individual that can answer all the questions, but when it comes down to getting the policies and writing the policies and getting the policies to work for us, they can't. Right? When I'm drinking right here, this is that Death Eater tea. This is not the ambrosia yet. I'm going to test the ambrosia tomorrow. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Let me read this again. The quack frog. A frog once upon a time came forth from his home in the marsh and proclaimed to all the beasts that he was a learned physician, skilled in the use of drugs and able to heal all diseases. A fox asked him, how can you pretend to prescribe for others what you are unable to heal your own lame gait and wrinkled skin. Now, another angle for this, right? We don't even know if the frog was a quack. We don't got enough history really to determine whether or not the frog is a quack. For all we know, this frog in this story could have actually been healing because he came from the marsh. We don't know what he was studying in the marsh. We don't know how long he was in the marsh. But the fox judged him. Damn. So I'm going all the way back against what I just said. So the fox judged the frog because the frog was being a frog. And many of us find ourselves in this position. Like I just asked, sometimes people be like, yo, I can't hear you because you too black. People done told me this shit before. I can't hear you because it's too black. You want some of that tea? Hey, so, Mr. Berry, you are in Columbus. I can mix you up a batch of the tea, but I'm going to have some of the ambrosia available. And if you come into the Kwanzaa, when we do the Karamu, I'm going to try to have some of the ambrosia. It ain't going to be the Death Eater. Now, because the Death Eater is already called for, because one of the elders already called me and bought probably most of that. But I can't have you a sample if you want me to say you a sample. But if you just want the tea, this is nothing but dandelion root and burdock root tea. Now, let me tell you how to do it, right? You get the dandelion root, you get the burdock root, you get you a tea bag, right? You get you some distilled water. You drop the tea bags in there. You don't boil it. You know what I'm saying? This is cold process. You let it sit. It might take a day. It might take 2 days. I suggest letting it sit for possibly 3 days. Let it sit, right? You're gonna start seeing some of the liveliness. You're gonna see some healthy, some bacteria and shit forming around it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it get moldy and shit, don't drink it. You know what I'm saying? But let it mature a little bit, right? You look at it, you smell it, and understand this: that dandelion root and that burdock root is known for killing all types of dangerous stuff for you, right? Then you take some honey and you mix it in, and you got you some burdock root, that cold processed burdock root. So you got the burdock root and dandelion root. Now, one of the reasons I don't boil it and I don't boil the tea for my ambrosia is because I want all of the yeast, the bacteria, and the living organisms that's in the tea and that's in the burdock root and dandelion root. I want them to be whole when I feed it to the scobies, because the scoby go through it, eat the sugar, and the bacteria yeast eat the sugar. They consume, and they cause it to become carbonated. They cause it to become alive, and they release other bacteria, healthy bacteria and yeast, which helps you build up your microbiome, which will help you fight this cold weather out here. All right. But then I could be the quack frog. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't, But then again, like I said, we don't know if the damn frog is a quack, do we? You know what I'm saying? They're judging the frog because the frog walks in a different way. They're judging the frog because of his skin, his wrinkled skin. Haven't you been judged like that before? Where people looked at you and be like, oh, man, you know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing. So, we could look at, like I said, we could look at this from both angles. From, damn, this frog don't know what the fuck he talking about. Damn, this frog might be a genius. And I'm just judging him, right? Wisdom sits back and observes. You know what I'm saying? I need both. All right, like I said, bro. I'm sure, and eventually, I'm thinking about putting a class together and teaching people how to make this kombucha. It's actually called June, because I use the green tea rather than black tea. I use honey rather than sugar, right? Because I believe that in our community we got more than enough sugar running around, that raw cane sugar. So let's use that unrefined honey to build up. Shouts out to Miss Jill Jackson. All right. I already did the pre-Kwanzaa announcement. I see some of y'all on Kuumba at the HBCU program. This December 16th, coming up this Kuumba, the auditorium at the main library from 1 to 5. I see you in a place. It's going to be the place to be. So we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. And also, let's finish this. I'm going to read this one more time, family, because I ain't going to hold y'all up, because nobody calling in. Don't be scared. Why are you scared? Stop being scared. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk. A frog once upon a time came forth from his home in the marsh and proclaimed to all the beasts that he was a learned physician, skilled in the use of drugs and able to heal all diseases. A fox asked him, how can you pretend to prescribe for others when you are unable to heal your own lame gait and wrinkled skin? Now, once again, let's look at this frog. The frog's legs are made, in a sense, a little bit different than everybody else's leg. The frog's skin is a little bit different. It's wrinkled for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And we need to really look at that. You know what I'm saying? How many frogs in our lives have we experienced that we judged them before they even opened their mouth? We judged them before we were able to see. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We didn't even give them a chance to show that there was a master. We automatically cut them off. How many of y'all been done like that? How many of y'all walked in the room and you were judged immediately by what you was wearing, or you was judged by the color of your skin, or you was judged by the color of your hair, or you was judged by the music that you was listening to, and people just assumed that you wasn't, you know what I'm saying? You wasn't a master. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, all these folk tales, we could look at them from several different angles and get the wisdom that we need. Once again, family, make sure that you're collecting your own folk tales, your own proverbs and stuff like that, because if those of you that's because I'm going to be talking about the Nguza Saba Challenge pretty soon. So on a Daily Toast, I'm going to go back and start talking about the 21-day challenge, right? Why I came up with it, how you can use it, why you should use it, you know what I'm saying? So that we can start working together, because those of you that do it, I'll do it with you. Now, y'all don't have to do it like me, because one of the things that scare people is that because I did the 21-day Nguza Saba Challenge, and I fasted. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to do it like that. You could use a 21-day fast. You could use the 21. You could do it as a fast, or you could do it as a 21-day challenge. So who sets the challenge? You do. It all comes out of we have something called the Gye-Nyame Journey Pledge. And it says, I am a Gye-Nyame man. I was born for greatness. My greatness comes from my potent center. I pledge to find and connect with my center. I pledge to build my spirit, mind, and body. I pledge to use my hands to build a better world for myself, my loved ones, and my community. I pledge to live my life and push past all my self-imposed limitations. I pledge to promote the principle of Gye-Nyame tribe and assist all those seeking the path to success. I pledge all these things first to myself, my teachers, to all my relations, to my higher power, and to my ancestors. I am Gye-Nyame. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Right? So the whole thing started with that pledge. You know, one of the things we pledge is to push past our self-imposed limitations. And the question I have for you is, what self-imposed limitations have you placed on your life? Have you settled into being the quack frog, perhaps? You know what I'm saying? And you think that, you know, you allow people to stop you from shining your light, or you stop shining your light because you think, you know, you're concerned about what people think about you. You know what I'm saying? What challenges do you have to overcome? You understand what I'm saying, family? You know what I'm saying? So, part of the thing that I'm bringing, right? Part of the thing that I'm bringing to the family is process, right? As far as Gye-Nyame and my years of experience of doing this whole rites of passage piece, process. I have a process to help develop boys. I have a process to help develop nation builders. And one of the things about Gye-Nyame, one of the things that we did, that we're doing with Gye-Nyame, is Gye-Nyame makes his own elders. No disrespect to the elders that's out there. No disrespect at all. But what I mean is that the next crop of the next generation of elders that's going to come out in this community, at least here, is going to be individuals who have been, in a sense, created within this turmoil. They push themselves, because rather than eldership being given to you because you reach a certain gray heritage, you know what I'm saying, or you reach a certain age, you know what I'm saying, eldership is a rank. And within our system, the only way that you can achieve becoming a true elder is to be voted in, not just by a group, but by the whole organization. So whenever an elder is going to be, whenever somebody's going to become an elder, you know what I'm saying, one of the things that we use in Gye-Nyame, and one of the things I'm going to propose to the whole community is we vote. Now those elders that's in, you straight, if you recognize, but those that's coming up with me, you know what I'm saying, we want to be able to have such an impact on the community that people, when your name come up, people recognizing it. Be like, oh yeah, that's eldership, goddammit. Oh, that's, yeah, that's eldership. You got to do some politicking, right? We teaching our elders and we teaching our young people politicking. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Because the only way we going to get good at it is by practicing it. You know what I'm saying? And in a lot of our organizations, we don't do the politicking. We do the theocracy. You know what I'm saying? God sent this one individual, and this one individual seemed to have all this information, and we just go on and just follow him. Fuck that. We can't do that no more. Show and prove. Show and prove. No more quack frogs leading us. True quack frogs, motherfucker who just hung out in the marsh. He wasn't studying, mastering the skills. He just able to speak real good. This is what they do. This, you know what I'm saying? This is what quacks do. Quacks are able to just, pontificate on small things rather than making small things work for them and work for the community. This is what we have to start building on, family. This is what we got to start moving towards. See, and this is what the folktales bring to us, because right now I'm doing an in-depth study on the folktales. I'm at over 200 shows of this shit. And I keep on seeing certain motifs pop out. Now, what's crazy is that I already took a lot of these folktales and I already aligned them with the principles. Right? You having a challenge with Umoja. You having a challenge with unity. Boom. Here's a list of folktales for you. You know what I'm saying? Boom. You know what I'm saying? One of them may be able to help you. One of them may be able to shine some light on an issue that you have. Right? Now, the next step for me is to start updating some of these folktales. What I mean updating, making sure that they are in the language that we can understand and that we can use. You understand what I'm saying? And then also setting up classes so people can really start sitting down and thinking about this shit. Our ancestors left us jewels. I mean, it's just they just sprawled out. You know what I'm saying? And hell, I ain't even getting to the Brer Robert tales. I ain't even getting to a lot of the pure African folk tales. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even hit them yet. You know what I'm saying? I got another book up under here. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We ain't even hit them yet. What folk tales were they telling the kids in Haiti? You know what I'm saying? What folk tales were they telling on the plantation to keep people motivated? You know what I'm saying? Even when all the odds were stacked against them. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to think about this, family. It was something that was motivating our people to move. Motivating our people to work every day. Because think about it. I mean, think about how easy it is to kill yourself. But yet, you come from a people who refuse to die. Refuse to give up the ghost. Yeah, we immortalized those who was bold enough to take their lives and jump over the ship. But if all of our ancestors would have did that, we wouldn't have been here. Some of our ancestors didn't hold on to life because they feared death. They held on to life because they knew that you was coming. They held on to life because they felt that something better was coming, and that something better was you. And I just don't want all of that waiting that our ancestors did to be in vain. We didn't come this far so that we could give this world up to fools and buffoons. You know what I'm saying? The wisdom for us to overcome every issue is already laid down in our culture, in our folk tales, in our proverbs. You know what I'm saying? In the wisdom that was given to us by our grandmothers and our grandfathers. All we got to do is start applying the shit. And one of the things they always talked about is, we need to come together. The family to come together, we all don't have to agree. We don't have to agree. We just have to agree on our enemy. You see? West Asians don't agree. But they agree they got to stay on top. And they'll do whatever they need to do to stay on top, family. The question is, what are you willing to do? We could continue quacking. We could continue accepting quack frogs or allowing ourselves to be recognized as quack frogs, those of us that are being judged by the external. We could really start sharing our light. We could really start working and digging into mastery. We could really start setting up processes where our young people could come through, and when they come out the other side, they get more than a handshake and a good job. And I ain't talking about a job that pay. I'm talking about a pat on the back, good job. It's our responsibility to do that. We got to do that. You know what I'm saying? I go out here every day like, damn. You know what I'm saying? What am I going to leave for my kids? What am I going to do for my kids? What legacy will I leave? What will they have to say about me when they pour libations? Will they pour libations for me? Will I be worthy? Will you be worthy? So family, this is time for us to get up and get out. I want to thank everybody for stopping in. Even if you only stopped in for a second, I appreciate you. Those that catch it on Facebook and rebroadcast. So those of y'all that's listening to me on Spreaker. Listen, I just need to let y'all know that you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey. Oh, what the hell? Hey, come on now. Oh, that's some bullshit. I put it on Bluetooth, Joe Barry, and it didn't work on me. It shut down on me. Connected music. All right. I don't want to just connect music. All right. Let's try. The hell? Let's try it again. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey. What kind of shit is that? To remote Bluetooth device, Gye-Nyame Journey is connected. Okay, if you connected, make a sound. Man, that's some bullshit. Let me go and put this back on. I'm pissed off now, family. I'm about to come up with some new shit now. I'm going to figure out how to do this. But you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Here we go. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. No, Gye-Nyame Journey. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Nope, it don't work. I was just going to play music. That's some bullshit. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey. So this setup work out good for the morning show. This is a Heart of December production, and of course, you are now listening to Folktales for Grown Folks. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. I am out.
Honoring those who made the sacrifice, those who died, those whose bones lie deep in the Atlantic Ocean, those ancestors stolen from the motherland and taken to another land. We honor you. I say. We honor those freedom fighters like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Mary Bethune, Nat Turner, and the thousands of others who fought, who bled, who died. I say. We honor those, the unknown warriors, whose names we don't know, who fought, who bled and died for freedom. As we pour and we say, I say. We honor the unborn children who will continue the legacy of sacrifice, who will fight in honor of those who fought the fight. I say. We call out to those. Join the fight. Join the fight. And continue to honor those who fought.
B-Jazz.
Who bled.
Allende West.
And who died.
Kojo Ababio.
We pour libations and honor those who fought the fight. I get up, stand up, get up, stand up, stay in the fight. Fight with all your might. Take the time to honor those who fought the fight. Marcus, Malcolm, Martin, Harriet, Bethune, Turner. I say. Get up, stand up. I say. Stay in the fight. Fight with all your might. Take the time to honor those who fought the fight. I get up, stand up. I say. Get up, stand up. I say. Stay in the fight.
Eddie Bear might be on horns too.
Take the time to honor those who fought the fight. Marcus, Malcolm, Martin, Harriet, Bethune, Turner. I say. Stay in the fight. Fight with all your might. Take the time to honor those who fought the fight. Get up, stand up. I say. Get up, stand up. I say. Take the time to honor those who fought the fight. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Get up, get up. I say.
Peace out, fam.
Stay in the fight.
See y'all in the morning.
Fight with all your might.
5:15.
Take the time to honor
Deli Toast.
those who fought the fight. Marcus,
Salute those ancestors.
Martin, Harriet, Bethune, Turner. I say. Stay in the fight. Fight with all your might.
Take the time to honor those who fought the fight.
Get up, stand up.
Ashe. I'll see y'all later. That was B-Jazz. Here's the album Four Corners. Brothers in Columbus. Allende on drum. Vocals by brother Quojo Ababio. I think Eddie Barrett was even on there. You know what I'm saying? So families, we got artists here. support. Ashe, all right? I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. I'm out.